Well, hello there, welcome back, and welcome to this special bonus training video. And I'm going to talk to you about motivation as a salesperson because salespeople are a little bit different from other people. You know, it's a tough job. Going into a career in sales, you're going to have a tough time because if you don't close those deals, you don't earn the money. And we don't work in sales for free, we work in it because we like the challenge. But I want to talk to you a little about motivation because it's really important in sales. You know, you've got to come in and hammer that phone every day. You've got to be making, 20, 30, 40, 50 calls a day. And you've got to be 10 out of 10 in your energy on every single call that you make. Because if you're not, why is anyone going to buy from you? The person you're speaking to doesn't know you've spoken to 30 or 40 people before you've rang them. They want to have a good time when they speak to you. They want you to make them feel special. So if you're not 10 out of 10 and super excited about phoning someone, you're going to make their day. And if you're not excited about what you're selling, then, well, why is anyone going to buy from you? It's quite simple, as simple as that. So what I want to talk about in this video is I want to talk about motivation for salespeople because it's slightly different from anyone else in a career. You know, in a career, everyone knows we want the challenge, we want the learning, we want the progression. That's what it's all about. But for salespeople, there is that element of money as well, because you have to perform every day to earn the money you can potentially earn. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about a couple of things in my career of where I've had to be selfishly motivated, and it's not about that I don't care about the company I'm working for or what I'm selling. It was because that's a key part of what I'm selling, because I need that underlining principle where I've really got to remember on every single call, what's in it for me? Why am I doing this? So it's easy to turn around and say, the standard, I'm here to make money, I want the flash car, I want the house, I want the holiday. And that's great because that's what we work in sales, that's why we love what we're doing. But you've got to really have that passionate, selfish reason behind it. So if we go back a few years, I left a job, a very good job, good company, but I've been there a year and I just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't culturally for me. I was arguing with quite a lot of people. I was arguing with my boss, and I was getting to the point of I've done this for a year. It's just not feeling right for me. I want to be excited. I want to love what I do every day, and I didn't feel I could continue doing that where I was. So I made the decision to leave. Now it was a big decision because it was just before Christmas and my wife was due to give birth 3 weeks later. So, hi honey, yeah, I haven't got a job anymore, and yeah, we've got to give the company car back. So, that was a great conversation. Her stressed out already, deep into her maternity leave. It didn't go down well, but me being confident, I knew I've got the sales skills. I went ahead and I got another job. I was repping because that's why I had the company car. I actually took a job back in inside sales. I was managing a team, and the only difference was, is obviously being an office-based job, I didn't get the company car, so I didn't have a car. And what I had to do is, before my son was born, it was before I actually started the job, is I just went to the local car garage, looked at the car forecourt. I didn't have enough for the car I actually wanted, and I thought, well, I'll just get a car until I figure out what I'm doing. To be honest, at the time I hadn't decided what job I was doing, so I could have got a job where I got another company car. I live in a little village, I needed a car, and obviously with my wife about to give birth, I wanted to make sure I had some wheels. So I bought this, I think it was a Renault Megane, it was a Renault Megane, and I'm a big guy, I was driving, I was sitting there, and I just didn't feel special. It was 12 years old, it was nice, it was nippy, but it wasn't me, a big guy in a little car, an old car. Hey, I'm a sales guy, I like flash stuff, I like being up to date. It wasn't good for me. So when I started the new job, it was really important I hit my target straight away for the first quarter because I needed the money to go and buy a car. And there was various things going on here. I needed to go buy the car because I wanted a better car, because that was just an ego thing. It was exciting, it was important to me. But what was more significant is when my son was born, it was a bit of a traumatic time. It was a bit of an emergency. He suffered some starvation of oxygen at the time. It was emergency delivery. My wife didn't have a very pleasurable time. first I saw of my son, I didn't get that proud father moment. It was seeing this little blue thing on the table with doctors around him. Now, thank God, we're a few years on, and everything's absolutely fine. I've got so much respect for the NHS for what happened that day, and my son's all right. But what was very important is not only did I have to get the car for my own ego, it was also important that I had a car that was reliable. I was driving a 12-year-old car, and it didn't particularly make me feel confident. It didn't make me feel like I could rely on it, and I wanted a car that I could rely on. So I went into this job, and I inherited a sales team. And any manager that comes in, you fancy some people, you don't fancy some others. They're not your type of people. I have a very specific way of managing people, and I could see that there was these people that just weren't going to work for me. So my motivation was actually very serious. Is that I was going around looking at these people I'd inherited, going, "You're going to help me get my car. You're not going to help me get my car. You're going to help me get my car." And I had a very, very decisive decision-making process. It was quite simple. Are you going to help me get what I want, or you're not? And what I wanted, it was something very important to me. It was something very significant to me, and it was something very exciting to me. So you see, I had that selfish motivation behind me that was important, significant, and exciting, that enabled me to drive myself forward at a 10 out of 10 level, that no one was going to stop me getting that car, because those reasons were just too damn important to me. And it just enabled me to make my decisions. It was a very simple decision-making process. You're either helping me get what I want, or you're getting in my way. So at the same time, I was very respectful to the company. I was really grateful for the opportunity they gave me. Fantastic place to work. But what was important, and not only did I have to look at my career progression, what was important to me is every day being 10 out of 10, having just this phenomenal drive to succeed at what I was doing. And it's because I had my selfish motivated reason. And it's something I've always done since I discovered this. Any new rep that I had coming work for me, I would actually make them do this exercise. I would sit and drill them, and they would always go, "Oh, I want to impress the company, blah blah blah, I want to do this." It was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you £1,000 this month. What are you going to do with it?" Or, "I'm going to play with the money." No. What are you going to do with that money? Money doesn't mean anything unless you spend it and get the feelings attached to it. And it's always the standard. I want to get a new car. I want to have an amazing holiday. I want to get a mortgage. I want to clear my debt. But once I understood that with my sales reps, I could really tap into them on a personal level to help them be 10 out of 10 on a daily basis as well. So I hope that makes sense. And what I want you to do, I want you to go and find your own selfish motivation reason that makes you swing your legs out of bed in the morning, excited to get in and start making those calls. Because if you work really hard and you stay driven, decisive, and focused on what you want, you're going to get the things that you really enjoy, the things that really motivate you.